Hey champions, how are you doing? Welcome back to Step Outside of Your Comfort Zone, where we are focused on removing the obstacles that stand in your way. I'm Chris Gloss, certified change work master practitioner, and we've been working on the theme of thriving during challenging times. Think about this. During challenging times, during a crisis, during a pandemic, when your stress is at an all-time high, where it's easy for our mind to go into survival mode, how is it that you could possibly thrive and not just survive during challenging times? That's the theme that we are talking about, and we have 12 episodes that we are going to do. Tonight, we're focused on the second episode. This is 2 out of 12. We had a great session just yesterday. Make sure you watch the previous video so you can go ahead and get the tips, tools, and techniques we shared in video number 1 about how to thrive during challenging times. Tonight, very special conversation we're going to have tonight. We're talking about keeping yourself productive. Keeping yourself productive. How do you keep your wits about yourself when everything is all crazy, chaos is everywhere, you're stressed out, you're frustrated, it's tough to see a bright future for yourself, you're trying to thrive, you're trying to move forward, but survival mode has this cloud over you, and you just want to be able to get out of this? How do you stay productive and thrive during challenging times? That's what we're going to talk about. Before we get into the message tonight, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me live. Thank you so much. Go ahead and type in the comments something that's got you excited today. If you're watching live, just type something that has you excited, something you're focused on inside of the chat. If you're watching by the replay, go ahead and type replay so that I know you watch the broadcast later, and I can go ahead and connect to your comments later after this broadcast and after you have watched. And I'm so glad you took the time to watch the replay. So when I think about thriving during challenging times and keeping yourself productive, one of the things that I remember so vividly in my life, I remember as a contract trainer, which means I went out and I did training. I did sales training, leadership training, customer service training for multiple Fortune 100 companies. I would travel nationally and internationally, getting contracts from them to train their organization how to operate in a high level of excellence based on the content and material they had. And this was a fun experience in my life. I don't know if you've ever experienced the contracting world, but it's fun. You have an opportunity to make a lot of money and travel and do all these wonderful things. But something happened. A recession kicked in. And when the recession kicked in, I lost my contracts because people weren't doing training anymore. And I had gone an entire year before I got my next contract. Now, I don't want to gloss over that. Imagine going 12 months without income. 12 months without income. The bills keep coming in. Responsibilities are still there. Imagine the stress and pressure of dealing with not being able to take care of things the way you want to take care of things for 12 months. I was tapping into the money I had saved. You see, as a contractor, you know that you just got to keep a good storehouse of things. So during that 12 months, I had to find a way to keep myself mentally in the game. Type in the chat if you ever been challenged mentally before. I mean, if you ever had times of struggle, the pressure, and you just had to find a way to keep your mind in the game. And so during those hard times is when I learned some strategies on how to keep yourself productive when it feels like everything around you is falling apart. When you see things around you, not just things falling apart, you see relationships falling apart around you. Trust me, trust me on this. When your financial situation changes, some relationships tend to leave too. Type yes in the chat if you've ever experienced your financial situation changing and people just exiting out your life because they don't want you to borrow money from them. Hard times are hard. Hard times are hard. And so that's what I experienced. all kind of things happening to me. And I had to keep my mind about myself and just continue to believe something was going to change. There was something from the last video that I talked about that I want to kick this one off with before I dive into our 3 points for the night. And that's hope. How do you stir up hope again? And everything looks hopeless. And the definition that I like for hope is it's the ability to foresee change in the future. How do you begin to make decisions based from a place of thriving and not just surviving? How do you keep yourself productive when all you want to do is lay down in the bed all day long? How do you keep yourself productive when you just want to sit on the couch all day long? It's difficult. It's hard, but you can do it. So right now we're experiencing a pandemic. We're experiencing in some states where things are on lockdown, not just in the United States, but around the world. Things are on lockdown and you can't freely do what you normally do. You might have found yourself in a position like I was, where you don't have the income, you don't have the resources coming in, you don't have the same status of relationships, but you know that you got to continue to move forward because this is the wrong time to park. This is the wrong time to park. This is the wrong time to park, ladies and gentlemen. So how do you maintain your mindset? How do you keep going until something happens? That's what I want to share with you tonight. How to keep moving forward. How to keep taking those steps forward until the breakthrough happens. That's what I want to talk. So in order to keep yourself productive, number one, write this down in your notes. Number one, in order to keep yourself productive, manage your energy. I know there's a big conversation. There's always big conversations going around about time management. But here's something else I want to share with you that's equally as important or even more important. Somebody type that in the chat for me, please. Manage your energy, right? So when your energy is the highest, that's when you want to make sure you're doing what some people call IPAs, income producing activities, or doing those specific activities that lead to change in your life, that lead to a better positive change for yourself. You have to manage your energy. So when you're at your highest and best, when you have a boatload of energy, that's when you have to dive into those activities that's going to bring you the most results. That's the wrong time to binge watch Netflix. When your energy is high, when you have that get up and go type spirit, that's the wrong time to check emails. Unless there's an email that's leading to some immediate business. This is the wrong time to check Facebook. This is the wrong time to check Instagram. You're working on keeping yourself productive. And in order to keep yourself productive, you have to manage your energy, right? Do those activities that's going to bring in that income. Do those activities that's going to nourish and build and develop relationships that's going to help get you on the other side of your situation when your energy is at its highest and best, right? And usually that's before lunch, somewhere in this sweet spot. It's like when you wake up and when you wake up, but then when you really wake up, you know how you wake up early and you still not up yet? You got to get that coffee. You got to get whatever it is, whatever that point is, whatever that time frame is from that time to before lunch is usually a sweet spot where your body is active and ready to go. That's when you want to dive in and do your work. That's that sweet spot where you want to make those phone calls to build those relationships, where you want to go ahead and go live, where you want to go ahead and make your sales calls, where you got to go make those important connections that's leading to something profitable on the other end. So you have to manage your energy doing those important activities when your energy is high. That's the first step into keeping yourself productive during a challenging time, during a crisis, during a pandemic. Let me pause here and give a couple of shout outs to some of my champions inside of the chat rooms. We have some of our regular champions. Good to see you out there. I see Jason Hodge out there saying, hey, bro, good to see you, champion. Good to see you, Harry Jamison on the check-in. What's up, bro? Hey, champion Demetria Coleman. Good. I see you out there and I see they're putting all types of information inside of the chat room for me. Thank you so very much. All right, number 2. Here we go. Number 2. In order to keep yourself productive, eliminate task avoidance. Eliminate task avoidance. Stop putting off those tasks that you know you need to do that you don't want to do. Let me say that again. Stop putting off those tasks you know you need to do, but you don't want to do them, because anytime you give somebody something difficult to do, they don't want to do it because it's difficult, because it's challenging, because it's taxing. But those are the activities that you need to get done. If those tasks don't get done, that's going to only push you back further. And let me tell you, the quickest way to get back on your feet is to miss 2 car payments. Have you ever heard that one before? The quickest way to get back on your feet is miss some car payments. If you keep missing the opportunity to do those big tasks, that's what can happen to you. You only fall further back, and this is not the time to park. This is not the time. You have to eliminate task avoidance. There's a big conversation. I forgot the author of it. Harry, you know who said this. Harry, go ahead and put in the chat, who talks about eat the frog first. Eat the frog first. What is he saying about eat the frog first? Do those big, hard, challenging tasks first, and do them when you have the most energy in the day. Don't save those big tasks, those big rock tasks, until the afternoon when your energy isn't as high, where you're not as effective. You want to go ahead and take care of those tasks when you have the most energy, you're vibrant, and you can go ahead and dive into those things. You got to eat that frog first. You got to take those big boulders, those big rocks out first. And some tasks you have to break down into bite-sized pieces. Yeah, it might be a big task, but you have to chop it up. Does it all have to be done today? So here's what I want you to think about for a moment. I want you to think about a big task. And when you get that big task in your mind, type in the chat, I got it. Just type in the chat, I got it. I just want you to focus on one big task that you have, something that's real big that you know has to get done, and has to get done pretty soon. Got it? You got it? All right. Ask yourself the question, does this whole thing need to be done right now? Do I need to do all of this today? Or can I do parts of this thing? Can I break it down into segments so it's not so overwhelming? Can I go ahead and get the most critical parts done right now? Can I go ahead and prioritize all the tasks, all the subtasks for that big task, right? Can I prioritize them and begin to knock those things out? See, the best way that you're going to eat this frog or eat this big boulder or get this big roller is to break it down into chunks, into bite-sized pieces. But the worst thing you can do is have task avoidance where you're doing nothing. If you're feeling overwhelmed right now, I want you to start taking small steps today. Small steps leads to great strides. Great strides lead to a full-blown run. A full-blown run leads to flying. Flying leads to soaring. You got to start somewhere. Crawl if you must before you get to baby steps, but you cannot avoid the big task anymore. You gotta confront that thing head on. In order to thrive during challenging times, in order to keep yourself productive, you have to eliminate task avoidance and eliminate it now. Eliminate it now. I'm telling you as a coach right now. Eliminate it now. How, Chris? Stop. Stop that task avoidance and begin to take some type of action tonight. Take a step outside your comfort zone and take a step and begin to move towards a solution versus staying parked where you are. All right, number 3. So the first thing we talked about is managing your energy, doing important activities when your energy is high. Number 2 was eliminating task avoidance, eating the frog first, taking care of those big rocks, breaking it down into smaller bites and pieces so you're not overwhelmed. Number 3, cut your to-do list. Cut your to-do list. I don't know who I'm speaking to tonight, but I'm speaking to someone. If you have a to-do list with 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 plus things on your to-do list, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not enough time in the day. You're going to have to cut your to-do list. You're going to have to slice that puppy down to something that's more manageable. And also, here's the picture I want you to have in your mind. There's a book called One Thing. It's called One Thing. And inside of this book, it talks about the domino effect. The domino effect means find the task that you can do that will knock down other dominoes, that will knock down the other task. Did you know a small domino can knock down a tall building? How is that possible? A domino can always knock down 50% of its weight, right? So when it's leaning, that one domino is going to, you could put the next larger domino right next to it and keep increasing the size of it and weight of it. That one small domino will just create a domino effect that will have the force and power to just tear up those big rocks that you have. So it's the domino effect. So if you got 20 things on your list, you got to identify which one of those dominoes will take out 5 or 6 things. It's the domino effect. You're not going to be productive with 20 and 30 and 40 things on your list with 24 hours in a day. 8 of those hours you're going to need to sleep. 1.5 hours you're going to need to eat. 30 minutes you're going to have to go to the bathroom. And you got relationships, you may have kids, you may have travel, you may have all this other stuff. It's just not going to be possible. You're going to get overwhelmed and lead to burnout and then do nothing and park. What I'm sharing with you, in order to thrive during challenging times and keeping yourself productive, cut your to-do list. Cut your to-do list. I was sharing a story recently that I read about with Mary Kay Ash. When she died, her organization was worth billions of dollars. She made a decision in her book. She talks about she made a decision to do 6 things every day. She wouldn't make a list of more than 6 things. She concentrated all of her energy, everything she knows, her experiences, her resources into accomplishing these 6 things every day. And these 6 things were like domino effects. These 6 major things would knock down those smaller tasks. It will knock down other large-sized tasks. 6 things every day. She stayed focused on it. So when she died, her organization was worth billions because she channeled her energy. She worked when her energy was at its highest. Didn't avoid tasks. She just would cut her to-do list down and focused on those small items right there to reduce the feeling of being overwhelmed. And you can do it too. So I want you to make a decision. I want you to make a commitment tonight that you're going to cut your to-do list down. Now, I'm not going to tell you to do 6, whatever number is comfortable for you, but it needs to probably be less than 10 or at least less than 8 because it's a lot that you got to get done. But you're going to have to strategically think about the domino effect so that it can make you more productive. So let me go ahead and recap our message, and then I have a very special invitation for you. Oh man, you're going to love this invitation I have for you tonight. So to recap, in order to thrive during challenging times and keeping yourself productive during these challenging times, during a pandemic, during a crisis, you got to first manage your energy. You got to take care of important activities when you have the highest amount of energy. You have to eliminate task avoidance, eat the frog first, get rid of those big rocks first, break them down if necessary so you don't get overwhelmed. And number 3, cut your to-do list down. Trying to do 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 things is just not going to work for you. Try to get that list down under 8 and let the domino effect help you become more productive. Here's my special invitation for you. I want to work with you. I want to help you thrive during challenging times. But what we first got to do is find out your state of readiness. How ready are you to thrive during challenging times? And this is important to know because you don't want to continue to go through challenging times or crisis or recessions, whatever happens, and you're not ready for it. So what's your state of readiness? I have a free assessment I want you to take so that we can determine how ready you are. And I'm so excited about this. So in the description of this live tonight, you will find the link that you could just click on, take the assessment, and change your life. take the assessment, and I'm going to have a group coaching session where I'm going to have 2 of my friends join me, and we're going to provide insight on each one of the tasks that are helpful to help you thrive during a challenging time. Now, if you're not a part of this live, you're watching the replay on another platform, I'm going to go ahead and read out the link that I need you to go to. Here it is, SOCZ.me/PRA. Once again, SOCZ, which stands for Step Outside Comfort Zone, SOCZ.me/PRA. And if you don't remember that, just go to www.stepoutcomfortzone.com, join the community, and the link will be right here with the video. I want you to take that readiness assessment tonight. I want you to do it tonight so we can assess how ready you are to thrive during challenging times, and we can help you, yes, you, go ahead and make a difference and change things in your world. I want to thank you for watching this broadcast tonight. I'm so excited you took the time to spend some time with me. Until we speak again in the next video, which is coming up pretty soon, I look forward to seeing you over there. Until we speak again, thank you so much. Have a blessed night.